Okay, you guys, from pain to freedom. So I am Ralph Havens, and physical therapist and healer in Bellingham, Washington. And I'm with Katie Cavenagh, my longtime friend and colleague, West Hartford, Connecticut, healer and sound healer and all things healing. And I'm going to share my screen because I want to show you something. Let me go find it, actually. Yeah, because I had an experience of having severe bone pain. Severe bone pain. It stopped me from running. Literally stopped me from running for 2 years. Let me just get this out of here. How do we change this? And I had depression partly because I couldn't run, and partly just I had this really deep depression. We were about to have our first boy, Ben, and I couldn't figure it out. And hang on a second. And so I'm going to share my screen because I want to give you an idea of where I was, because I found a way out. And sorry about the slow moving thing here. I just want to find this because I think it's a very big point. Where's the profile? Okay, here goes. So thanks for bearing with me if you're still here. I know a lot of people don't have time for much of anything these days. So this is Mount Laguna, California. It's east of San Diego, where we used to live. That's Jen. My little boy, Ben, our first boy, was on the inside there. And we're at 6,000 feet on beautiful trails. And I love trails, and I couldn't run. In fact, there we are later. And what happened was I had severe bone pain. And I'm a physical therapist, and I'm supposed to be able to help people heal. And I was helping people heal, but I couldn't figure this out. And then worse, not even part of that, was I was going through a lot of depression. It took me 2 years of not being able to run. And then I found it, the reason. And, some of you know the story. It was fluoride toxicity. If you haven't heard the story about fluoride, definitely reach out to me and I can give you some details, some information about what might be causing severe pain and problems in your life. But I didn't know about it for 2 years. And then I found a remedy. I found a way out, and I got my running back. And through that process, we moved to the Pacific Northwest, and now we have a great life. This is us later in Vancouver. Now we live just a little south of there, and we even have another little boy. And what was key was during those 2 years, I was just not looking in the right place. I was doing all of my energetic healing. I was doing hands-on healing. I was doing my physical therapy, my integrated manual therapy, my matrix energetics, my qigong. I was working on my mindset. I was doing everything I could figure out, taking lots of action, and yet I was still dealing with severe bone pain and severe depression. And I was going to medical doctors and also practitioners, and they were telling me my kidneys were starting to not do well. That's not a very good situation. My liver wasn't doing well. My GI tract wasn't doing well. They were telling me, you better make sure you don't have the big C, and so I was scrambling, and I was kind of feeling like giving up. And my wife and I were even talking about, well, if you die, Ralph, what are we going to do? And so I found a way out. And the key was I was looking in the wrong place. I didn't have the root cause of this thing. My body was protecting me and doing it the best it could. But what it was in that case was I was being poisoned by fluoride. And if you haven't heard that what fluoride does in the body, look at the lawsuit right now that's going on in the United States. But I figured out to get filters for the house, and then I wasn't dying, but I still had severe bone pain. And then it took me a while to find a remedy. And when I found the remedy, 3 days later, I was back to running. And then we made a big life choice to move to the Pacific Northwest. And I'm telling you this because I've been through a process of healing and layers of healing. And there's finding the root cause, like, why was I not healing? I was trying a lot of stuff and it wasn't working. I was going to chiropractors, I was going to physical therapists, I was going to energy healers, I was doing qigong, I was working on myself. I went to the Gerson Institute and was doing coffee enemas, and little did I know I was doing them with water that had fluoride, and I was getting to the point where I couldn't walk for 10 minutes. I was starting to get kind of like wobbly, and I found a way out. And what the deal was I was looking in the wrong place. So in that case, it was toxicity, and I had to fix that, and I had to find the right remedy to dump the toxicity and then get my running back. And then we moved. And short part of the next story, and I'm telling you this because there is a hope, real hope, and there is a way to get your life back. You just got to find what's going on. And but years before that, what got me into this version of healing was I couldn't run for 8 months with a severe calf spasm. And when I found that, it turned out it was a problem with my heart and my arteries. So my body in its wisdom was spasming my leg muscles, not letting me run, but the problem was my heart. So all this work on my legs and trying to stretch it and get orthotics and do therapy for the calf, I was in the wrong place. It was my heart. Now, it can be your heart sadness can be causing stuff. I've seen that. It could be deep grief in your lungs. It could be toxicity. It could be all sorts of stuff. If you're not looking in the right place, it could just be a despair. So what happened later was we got up here to the Pacific Northwest, and I'd been running. I was just running because I'd been attacked by things, you know? And what happened was I had to get attacked one more time. So bought a short part of the story is we ended up buying a house, selling our house in San Diego, and moving into a house that turned out to be very, very, very toxic. Our friends would even go over there and get sick. And so we slept outside in the Pacific Northwest for a year. And I was so upset, and I didn't see a way out. And my wife was the one that said, you got to get happy, man. And so I figured that part out to clear the victim stuff. So I could have kept doing all sorts of other things to try to figure it out, business stuff, which I was looking at, and all sorts of things. But I had to go fix me with this pattern that happened when I started as a child being attacked, to clear victim stuff. And so why am I telling you this? It's because if you're dealing with severe pain, physical pain, if you're dealing with anxiety, with depression, if something's just not working, if you're going to a chiropractor and the same segment, same L5S1 keeps going out, and you need to keep getting it adjusted, it might not be L5S1. If you're going to the same massage therapist or the same rolfer and it's still, you got a tight neck, it could be something else. If you're dealing with a life challenge pattern, depression or anxiety, and you've tried all sorts of stuff, it could be something else. Because if it's not working, your body's doing things for the right reasons. It's protecting you. And so the key is to find out what you're protecting yourself from. And that's what Katie Cavenagh and I do. We help people find what it is. So I've got a book called End Anxiety Forever. Also, No More Sweaty Hands, because that's another thing I solved over the years. And it's got a framework of what I use to help clients get well. And if you follow every bit of it, you can make a big improvement in your health. Now, we want to make sure you find the root cause, because you could be trying all sorts of stuff that is very useful, but not the thing you need. So you could reach out to us too. Katie Cavenagh and I do healing every day. There's a group that meets in our group, Atomic Success Secrets, and we go do this. Let's find your stuff, let's heal it, and let's just get you on the right track. So I'm talking about that. But for right now, what I'm saying is I'm going to put a link wherever you see this, and it's got a free ebook, End Anxiety Forever, No More Sweaty Hands, and it's a framework to find your thing. And that way, if you need more help, definitely reach out to us. Katie, I'm going to open it up to you. Like, what are your thoughts on true healing? If somebody's got a life problem, a challenge, life's not going the way they thought it should be going at this point in their life, you know, they're just like, come on, God, freaking show me the way. Tell me about what you see, because we talk to lots of people. And I want to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, I think what you said about finding the root cause, that is a major, major part in healing, because so often we don't want to take that deeper dive into ourselves and get honest about what our cycles and our patterns are. And the more that we let these types of belief patterns or thinking patterns, or even the things that we say and the things that we don't do action wise, when we get really honest with ourselves about what these things are, then we can see very, very easily the way out. And a lot of times we keep ourselves in these cycles of pain and suffering because A, it's comfortable, B, we might not know how to change things, C, we might be really afraid to make some changes because that's going to shake up our entire lives. So, there's other causes too, other reasons. But I think that um, when we're not willing to consciously make some changes for ourselves, then we're going to stay stuck in those same patterns and nothing is really going to work. But when we are willing to go in and do some inner work, clear out some stagnant energy, maybe change around our beliefs. I typically use hypnosis for changing around beliefs, and it's a very gentle way to get into your subconscious and make some changes, because consciously you can want something, but subconsciously there's a pattern running that says, no, I can't have this, or no, I can't do this, or this is impossible, or whatever other crappy stories we tell ourselves. And through meditation, through hypnosis, through some energy work, the things that I do, the things that Ralph does, we can get into what those patterns are. And once you have that awareness, that is the key to freedom, because you can't fix what you don't know is there and causing all the havoc, right? So once you get down and you peel away some of these layers, then you find that root cause, and maybe that root cause is actually attached to something else. So there might be 2 or 3 different causes that are creating all of the symptoms that you're experiencing. So there is something to be said about looking in the right place, and sometimes it is trial and error. But if you're not taking a look at that inner stuff, your patterns, your cycles, your habits, your beliefs, your thoughts, your words, your feelings, your actions, if you're not taking a look at that and you're experiencing the same things over and over and over and nothing's helping, then that might be where you need to look to get some insight, because this healing can happen very, very quickly. And we've seen things happen within minutes of acknowledging that there's a pattern there, doing some of the inner work. When you can either do it by yourself or be guided by someone. I think it's much easier to be guided by someone because they can see some of the things that you can't, or that you might not be willing to see. And they can, hold space for you while you're processing, because sometimes there's a lot to process. And again, when we're willing to go in and do this work, there's so much valuable information. And when we release the energy that our cells are holding on to from that particular story that we're carrying around with us, then it also actually releases from all of the other timelines and stories that it's been entangled with. So when you heal that root cause, those triggers, all of the triggers, seem to just dissolve themselves, and you find that neutrality. And, again, like we've seen this happen in so many things. We heal one thing, and then, 3 or 4 different aspects of your life completely change. And that's because you're no longer holding that energy towards that timeline, to that story, that belief that you had about yourself. And so therefore you free up all of your energy to have something else come in and have it be more aligned with what it is that you want. So that that end result that you want from the healing, plus some bonuses, is what you tend to get. And I know, Ralph, you've experienced that with several of your clients. But yeah, that's kind of where I see the majority of the healing happening, for when you can't, or when doctors don't have answers, which I know is your thing, or when you're just not making any progress for yourself.
Yeah, and I just put thank you for that. I just put your link, feelyourlight.com, and mine, ralphhavens.com, because I'm going to show us share one thing that we use in our group and with our one-on-one people that helps take stress out of the body. But I want to reiterate this idea, like we want to find the root cause of what your thing is, because if that's not the root cause, then it'll help a little bit, but it won't really get to it. We want to find what it is that your body is protecting you from. Is it heart sadness? Is it despair? Is it a physical toxin? Is it some sort of structural problem in your body that needs to be addressed? Something in the organ system, something in your path and your purpose. There's all sorts of layers of this victim pattern, like it was with me. And so that's why I put Katie's link, feelyourlight.com, and mine, ralphhavens.com, in the two places it's in right now. Actually, I got to put it in Anxiety Depression Forever too, our group, because we can help you find where it is. Really, just meet with you, chat with you, do a scan, and say, okay, here's what I see, and give you a plan to like how to go fix this up. Now, we do one-on-one work, and we do it in groups, and we can really supercharge it for you. What I'm talking about right now is at least find out where your thing is. Where's your thing? So that's where what I've got in the comments. And just to finish this out, I know we started. You get Katie and I talking ahead of time, and we kind of talked a lot. So I know I've used up our time, but let's do something to help with to take some stress out. It helps take tension out of the vagus nerve, and a lot of that old trauma. So what you can do is just try it. If you like, take a few fingers and just touch the top of your breastbone, and just touch it as if you're touching a butterfly. You don't want to hurt the butterfly, just very, very lightly, and then direct a little pressure up. And then I'm going to take us through something that helps a lot of joints in the body at once, and helps you connect deep, deep, deep to your spinal cord and deep parts of your brain where the seat of consciousness is, the thalamus. And it's really great for instant access to meditation. If you're right-handed, turn your head and body to the left. If you're left-handed, turn your body the other way. And just hang out there, and then turn your eyes to the right, and then relax, and turn your eyes to the right, and relax, and again, and relax. That actually has a connection to the spinal cord. And then turn your head and body to the right if you're right-handed. You're doing it the opposite way if you're left-handed. And then take your eyes to the left, and relax. And your eyes to the left, and relax. And your eyes to the left, and relax. And just hang out with your head turned to the right for a bit. So when you turn your head to the right, for a right-handed person, the opposite for a left-handed person, you take tension off of what's called the vagus nerve. And so some of you might already be feeling a meditative state, an inner peace state, especially if you're touching this spot. We're combining a few different techniques, three different techniques that help with your spinal cord, with the deep reaches of your brain. It's called your thalamus, the seat of consciousness, the miracle palace in Qigong. And then if you want to combine it with one more thing, you can drift your eyes up to point your eyes to the ceiling. So if you spend some time with your head and body turned to the dominant side, the right side for right-handed people, and you lightly touch this breastbone and direct a little pressure up, and I mean super lightly touch, and then you direct your eyes upward, you can feel a deep meditative state. And in this state, you can ask questions. A simple question could be a powerful question. If you believe in God, you can pray to God to please help me see and use your guidance and find your answer, your root cause. What is going on? Yeah, so you can come on back around. And then the key at that point is to actually take action and go do it. Because there's a lot of people with passion that are failing. There's a lot of people with desires and big plans that are failing. It's all over the place. People die all the time with their dreams totally still there. Nothing has happened. And so the key when you get the guidance I found is to just do it. Just do it. You got to take action. It can push a lot of people's buttons. Like I don't take action. I follow, the river. It's like, that if it's working, do that. If it's not, you might want to take the guidance and then actually do it. And so if you're guided to meet with Katie, feelyourlight.com, or me, ralphhavens.com, we'll go through and do our scans and say, here's what I see that's going on. And then we have lots of ways to help you. Some for free, some for different various amounts of money, one-on-one clients and all that sort of thing. The key though is you got to find, I feel, what's really at the cause of whatever's going on, whether it's health or life challenges, and we're here for you. Katie, anything else? Anything else?
Just take some time to take some time this week. This is a message that's coming through. Take some time this week to just really sit and notice how your body feels. Yeah.
That is so important. That is perfect. And there's a lot of magic to that. We could unpack that for hours. So yeah, notice how your body feels. All right, you guys. So let us know how this goes. Like Katie says, if you found it useful, let us know and share it. The world needs us now. And I'm gonna go ahead and click the recording off. It'll be on Spotify and YouTube and Rumble and everywhere else, and share it widely. Let's heal people up. All right, so here goes. Stop that.